Good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday, or whatever day you decide to watch this on. My name is Stephanie. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. And we are going to talk about it being a conscious decision. What? Look at my hair. Waking up. Oftentimes I'm like, yeah, this is going to be great. And then I get in the camera and I'm like, good morning. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. Sometimes when you look at yourself in the camera, you're like, this is what people see on the other side. It's great. So as you're tuning in, how is your morning going? We are going to talk about the conscious decision to wake up every morning with a positive attitude, with a I get to mentality, with a I'm excited to wake up and conquer my day. How do we do that? So we are diving into this book. We are on chapter 4. If you're reading the book, how are you liking it? If you're not reading the book, continue to tune in because I'm going to walk you through the miracle morning. The basic whole understanding of the book is we are waking up with a mindset every single morning to control our day. Like if you can control your morning and if you wake up and if you get your mindset right and you're thankful and grateful and you've got your morning hour controlled by you and not the world and not your kids and all of the things that happen when you hit the alarm clock. But if you control your morning, you're going to control your day. If you own your morning, you're going to own your day. If you can control your morning, you're going to honestly make better decisions. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. You're going to just be a better person. And so we are on chapter 4, and here's where he's going to start giving you action steps on, like we talked about his story. He talked about mindset. He talked about taking action. But this is here's the number one thing we're going to have to do. Not the number one. Here's your first action step that he actually is going to give you. So he says, why do you wake up in the morning? Well, we have to. We get to. But why do you wake up in the morning? You've got to get up every morning with a determination that you're going to go to bed with satisfaction, right? You don't want to live in regret. You don't want to be angry all day. You don't want to be mad because you didn't work out because you hit the snooze button and then it spiraled out of control and you lost your temper with your kids and your spouse. And so somebody just asked, how did I get the mindset that I have today? I read every day. Every day. I get up and he's going to walk you through today. He's going to walk you through this, but really quick. My morning it's exactly what he talks about in this book in chapter 4. And so I'll go over it really quick and I'll tell you what my mornings look like. He says, why do you bother to get out of bed? Is it because you want to, or do you delay waking up because you absolutely have to, or is it because you get to? So I'm going to tell you something. I teach this all day long. And most people will go, I'm here for keto, or I'm here for low carb, or I'm here for recipes. And I go, that's awesome. I will give you all of that. And if your mindset isn't right, guess what? You and I are going to be chatting if you decide to stay on my page forever. Because you might hit a goal and then you think that you've accomplished it or you have arrived, and then you go back to doing your old habits and your old systems and your old ways. Then you gain it all back and then we restart again, because that's the average person's cycle, right? They do it for a little bit, have a little bit of success, don't get their mindset right, feel accomplished, go back to the old system, gain all the weight, get frustrated, start over. Like that is the average person's mindset. That's what happens. So years ago, I was introduced to it's not a concept, self-development. We have an incredible CEO that we are blessed to work with. I've always had a mentor in my life ever since I was in youth group when I was a young girl. And then as a young adult, we just had some great adults take my husband and myself under their wings, but we always were available. We always were available to coaching, so that is key. Are you open to coaching? Are you open to a suggestion? If you are open to learning from somebody, then guess what? You are going to grow. But if you're not, if you're stubborn, if you think you can do it all by yourself, if you think like, hey, guess what? Like I don't need you to tell me what to do. I know what to do. I don't think it was this book. Maybe it was this book. I don't know. I read a lot. But I remember reading something yesterday that says, if you know what to do but you don't do what you know, then you don't know what to do, right? So oftentimes people go, well, I know what to do. Okay, awesome. But if you know what to do and you're not open to coaching from me or anybody else, but you don't do what you know, then you don't know what to do. Or you're just lacking that teeny little bit of something that's missing to get you to take action. So how did I get to how I am today? I did what he talked about this morning. I started with my mindset. I just simply got up and I started reading even a page a day. I got up and I was like, you know what? I have a conversation with God every morning. I'm like, no joke, you guys. I lay in bed and I'm excited to wake up. It's what we're going to talk about in just a second. But before I open my eyes, I always go, okay, Lord, I'm ready for today. Are you ready for today? I'm ready. I'm not kidding. This is my every morning. And then I lay there for a second and I'm like, oh, I'm so thankful. The sun's out. I'm so thankful that the sun is out. I'm so thankful that I get to wake up and I get to drink my ketones. Some of you are coffee lovers. I'm not a coffee person, right? So some of you wake up to drink coffee. I wake up to drink ketones. So I'm like, oh yes, I get to drink my ketones. Which flavor am I going to drink? I get to go work out because I really want to feel good. I get to read because I love to read and I love to inspire others. I get to talk to my Keto Mom community. I get to see my girls this morning. I get to have an incredible day with my husband. I get to. It's a mentality I get to, right? And he's going to talk about that. Are you a person, and that's going to be your shift this morning. That's going to be your action step this morning. Are you I get to, or are you I have to? I get to, I have to, right? We're going to shift that. You have to do the action step. My question is, are you open to coaching? If you're open to coaching and you're willing to learn, then you will succeed. If you're not, then guess what? It is what it is. You'll be average. And that's fine. 95% of the world is average. And I'm not saying that. He says that in the book. Okay. He says, the old saying is, you snooze, you lose. May have much more of a deeper meaning than you actually realize. When you delay waking up until you have to, meaning you wait until the last possible minute to get out of bed to start your day, consider what you're already doing. You're resisting your own life. And so he says, people say, you snooze, you lose. You actually do. You lose your morning. You lose your control of your day. You lose your yes to everybody else is controlling my day. He shares so many stories, but he says, I don't want to live my life. He goes, I don't want to live my life, at least not, you're saying this to yourself. If you're hitting the snooze button, if you're constantly going, I have to. He goes, you're just basically saying, I don't want to live my life, or at least not to the fullest. So he goes on, tells some great stories. Oh, there's so much I could read to you. He says, no one has ever taught us that by learning how to consciously set our intentions to wake up each morning with a genuine desire, even enthusiastically to do so, we could change our entire life. You don't often hear people say, did you know that if you wake up with a get-to mentality, you're going to control your life? How often have you read a book or listened to somebody that says, did you know that if you go to bed with a decision that you're going to wake up with a positive attitude, you're going to change your life? But I'm going to tell you right now, if you go to bed with a decision that you're going to wake up and then have an incredible morning, you could change your life. And so he goes on, he shares a ton of stories, but here's what he says. Okay, you ready? He starts with the question, how much sleep do you need? How many of you go to bed at night going, I used to do this and I don't do it anymore? I look at the clock. I used to go, okay, it's 11 o'clock. I have to get up at 6 if I want. So then I would go, oh, I only get 6 hours of sleep. The world tells me I need 8 hours of sleep to have a great night. Not true. Not true. He talks about how everybody's different, right? We've got different ages and gender and activity level in life. Not everybody needs 8 hours of sleep. That's not how it works. So if you, like me, used to go to bed and used to go, shoot, I only get 7 hours. Oh, I'm not going to get enough sleep. How am I going to function tomorrow? And then you go to bed and you try to fall asleep, but all you're consumed is tomorrow's going to be a bad day. Guess what? You're going to have a bad day. You're going to wake up with already a conscious decision that you didn't get enough sleep. We're going to change that. Are you ready? So he talked about, he did some experiments. He did some experiments getting 6 hours of sleep, 7 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep, 9 hours of sleep. And it doesn't matter how many hours of sleep that he got. When he went to bed with the mindset that he's not going to get enough sleep, or, oh, I don't want to get up in the morning. Like, if he went to bed with a negative mindset, then guess what? It didn't matter how much sleep that he got. He woke up with a, I have to do life mentality instead of I get to do life. And then he switched it. He went to bed and he said, I'm going to go to bed at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. But I'm going to go to bed telling myself, I can't wait to get up in the morning. I'm going to have a great night's sleep. I'm going to wake up rested and energized because I get to drink my ketones or drink my coffee or work out, or I get to read. I get to see my family. I get to go do my job. I get to be a blessing to others. It was a mindset. And he said, when he woke up in the mornings, after those nights that he went to bed, and he had that shift of I get to wake up, I have enough sleep, and he didn't count his hours, guess what? He woke up energized. He woke up to live his life, right? He woke up to be that person that he wanted to be because he shifted one thing. I get these messages all the time. Stephanie, how do you have such a positive mindset? And I say, I'm thankful. I start my day off with gratitude. I get up in the morning with an excitement to read and to inspire you and to share with my kids and to teach the world and to just enjoy the things that I have around me. And if you go, well, guess what? Like, I don't have what you have. I don't have what she has, or I don't have what he has. Well, then guess what? You also need to change the perspective of, like, we're not looking at other people's lives out of a jealousy or they have more than me. Then you need to stop following that person. If I make you jealous or like envious, I'm super sorry. We have bad days as well. I have 4 children and 4 dogs. My dogs drive me crazy, and I shouldn't say that. So your words are powerful. My dogs are a blessing, and they're so great and so obedient, right? Every time that you hear yourself say something that should not be said, I reject that. I need to speak life over my dogs, but I am too human. And remember, Facebook and social media is a highlight reel. I could definitely turn on my camera someday and you wouldn't like to see it about me like wanting to love my dogs so much. They're my kids' dogs. So here's what I need you to know. Stop comparing your life to somebody else's, right? Stop like, I wish I had that and I wish I had that. Well, great, work towards that. But all we're focusing on right now is your mindset before you go to bed and when you get up. Not, I wish I had somebody else's life, but what's in your life that you can be thankful for. And if you don't have anything, then we're going to figure it out because you're waking up in the morning, you're breathing. If you have kids, be thankful that you have kids. Some people don't and can't have children, right? If you're married, some people pray every single night before they go to bed to find a spouse. If you have a job, you have a job. Be thankful. Maybe you don't love it, but there's got to be something that you can be thankful for in your job, right? If you have a home, you have a home. There are people that do not have homes. And so it's a mindset shift. And so he goes on and just says simply this. You get to wake up and feel energized in the morning if you choose to. All right, he said, here's what it is. What I found was whether I got 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 hours of sleep, I consciously decided before I went to bed that I was going to get up and have the perfect amount of sleep. So stop counting your hours before you go to bed. Stop saying, oh, I have to. I want you to get up in the morning, and here's your action step. I'm going to give you a little bit of a visual. Hold on. Let me see if there's anything else I want to share. It's about getting out of bed with a purpose, right? A purpose because not because you have to, but because you genuinely want to. It's a decision every single time. So what I want you to do is this. Before you go to bed tonight, I want you to get out some Post-it notes and whatever is the first thing that you see in the morning. Maybe you have to take this Post-it note and put it on your phone because it's sitting next to your bed. So you can't hit the snooze button, but it says, good morning, it's morning. And I want you to write yourself a little reminder that says, I get to get up today. Smile. And maybe right next to that Post-it note, maybe you post something that says this. It's time to what I love to do in the mornings because I'm choosing to be healthy for my kids and my family. It's time to work out. It's time to read. It's time to drink my ketones. It's time to be with my family. It's time for what? It's time to be thankful Maybe the only thing right now for you is you just need a reminder that you're alive. And if that's all you're thankful for right now, that's a lot to be thankful for, right? So my action step for you, if you choose to accept it, is to get up in the morning or to go to bed tonight. Write yourself a little note. Put it wherever you're going to see it in the morning, on your alarm clock, on your phone, on your nightstand that says good morning. Maybe it just says, I get to, or what do I get to do today? And actually, you also should see, like, maybe you should write yourself, like, what are you thankful for? So you can remind yourself and get into a habit of, like, just quoting something in your mind. What are you thankful for? Yeah, you get the point. What are you thankful for? Here's the deal. It's exactly what he says. He's going to give you some more strategic, basic, do this, do this, do this. But it's going to start with your mindset. And if you're not going to get up, if you're not going to go to bed with a thankful and grateful heart, and if you're not going to go to bed with the mindset that I get to get up in the morning, and you don't need to count your hours, you don't need 8 hours of sleep. If you can get up in the morning and control your morning and own your morning, you will own your day. You'll feel more accomplished. You'll feel more energized. You'll feel more alive. You're going to reach your goals. You're going to create systems. That's what we're here to do for you. So for those of you who are like, all right, tell me what to eat for breakfast, just private message me and I will tell you. I'll help you with intermittent fasting. I'll help you with all of the questions you have, how much water you should drink. How do I start this lifestyle? That's easy. That's the easiest part. The most important part is to get your mindset right. That's where we're reading on this page. If you don't want to tune into the reading, totally fine. But I want you to know that if you can get this right, you're not going to go through that cycle that I talked about earlier of like going after a goal, reaching a goal, hitting the goal, letting everything go because you reached the goal, you don't have the mindset, come back, crabby, angry, gained all the weight back, and then we have to start over. Don't be that person. And the only way you're not going to be that person is if you read something or tune in here or let me help you. So, all right, that's what I've got for you today. I hope you guys have an incredible day. Now it's up to you to take the action and do it. So have a wonderful day. Continue to tune into the page. I'm always here to help. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.